All right, here we are, and this is the Yes I Am channel, and we're coming to you tonight from luxurious Browns Mills, New Jersey. Our YouTube channel is in the early bird stages, so any of you that might enjoy this video tape tonight, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You might be in the top 10. Now what we're doing tonight, we want to give a shout out to Emma and John. You're welcome. It seems like a nice couple from Britain. We've subscribed to their channel. We love their videos, and as we're recording this, they've shared some exciting videos of their upcoming trip to Disney. And this family, the Terrells, we're planning a trip in about 6 weeks. And so what we've done tonight is we're going to take an idea that we have directly borrowed from Emma and John, and we're going to play a little game. And in this bucket we have a bunch of activities, Disney related activities, and we're going to play Would You Rather. Thankfully, when most go to Disney, we plan enough time so that we can afford to do the things that we all love to do. And we've got 4 of us here in a family, and we all have different interests. Of course, they're the classics that we all love, but there are variations of some of the things in the different parks that interest us. So we're just going to do a little experiment, play a little game, and Lindsay's going to draw the cards, and we're going to start, and I guess each one of us will give an answer. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, Lindsay, this is your idea.
Okay.
So if you want to inform us. And by the way, I've been rude. For those of you who have not or are not familiar with the crew here, let me introduce the cast of characters. From my left, it might be your right, my left is my beautiful wife, Chris. And to my immediate left is my oldest daughter, Lauren. I'm Tom. And to my right is my beautiful daughter, Lindsay Jane, who does a lot of the editing of this channel, and usually is behind the camera. And you're probably not going to see her, but you may at some point, our lovely dog, Mara Jade, Jade for short. She may saunter into the picture every once in a while. Thanks for watching. Let the games begin.
What it is you're gonna, pick 2 random ones, and out of the 2 you have to choose. If you had to, give one of those up the entire vacation, do the other one.
So these are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
So to do one, we can't do the other. Okay.
Yes, that's
Man, this is going to be tough.
You have to pick the one that you would rather get.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
My writing is bad. I apologize.
All right. So Mom, draw one.
Draw 2.
Oh, draw 2.
I got 2 in the same handful.
Okay. Linz, cut back to you. Oh,
you doing it now?
You can read. Would you rather?
Would you rather do? And are we all answering this, or only?
Yes,
you guys?
we're all answering it.
Okay.
You go first.
Would you rather do the Hall of Presidents or Test Track?
Okay. Well, I think this is a no-brainer, but you
Obviously
may.
the Hall of Presidents. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I'm going to say that in some cases I may say the Hall of Presidents because we've probably been there 10 times since I've been there last. I definitely have to say Test Track though, because there's something that I just love about when you bust out of the building and you're on the straightaway and you're going 60 some odd miles an hour and you're just whipping around the curve. It's a lot of fun.
Exhilarating.
So, it's exhilarating.
All right. So that Mom would definitely give up.
It would have to be Test
Going
Track.
to the Hall of Presidents to ensure that she got that fast pass or a ride on Test
Because
Track.
there aren't too many fast-paced rides that I can stomach.
Okay.
So the few that I can, I treasure. I savor every moment on them.
All right, good answer. All right, we made it. Okay, Lauren, this is everybody gets to put their 2 cents in. Are we going to do like a ventriloquist with Figment there?
Oh my God.
Obviously Test Track, but now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever, if I did, I was probably like really young.
Too young to remember.
Yeah, the Hall of Presidents, now that I think about it. I think I did it once with Mom, but
You were probably like
3
or 5 or something.
But obviously Test Track because it's fun, and my favorite thing is building the car now. Yeah, it's so much fun because we always build it. It's usually Mom and I's car versus Dad and Lindsay's car. And I know last time we won in a lot of stuff. I remember that was fun.
All right, my turn. Well, I think a couple things to consider here. Obviously, if you look at the tiering levels, and anybody watching this that's a Disney fan, we know that there are Fast Passes and there are different tiers of Fast Pass. And to get on Test Track, it's a premium, I'm going to call it premium, it's probably not the right term, but it's a very popular ride. And that being said, I think it would be tough to pass up a Disney trip without having gone on Test Track, especially if the attraction was open. A lot of us who go to Disney from time to time, or more times than not, you know, you hit that trip once in a while where there's a really great attraction that you've enjoyed that is closed for refurbishment or remodeling or whatever they do. And for example, our last trip down there, we couldn't hit Splash Mountain because they were upgrading or remodeling that. So to the point, if it's open, you've got to hit Test Track every trip. Hall of Presidents, it's nice, but the truth is, besides a Christmas shop, we don't really spend a lot of time in Frontierland when we're in the
Liberty
Liberty
Square.
Frontierland. I've been corrected. Enough said. On to Lindsay.
Okay, I have to say Test Track. I really like that ride. I would say that's probably the first like fast-paced ride I did in Disney, and I really enjoyed it. And plus, I just like the history of the pavilion, if that's what you call the World of Motion. I wasn't around to see that, but I liked that, so I have an appreciation for Test Track now. Plus the Hall of Presidents, not really my thing. I've taken enough U.S. classes to know about the presidents, so gotta stick with Test Track.
Would you rather do Pirates of the Caribbean or PhilharMagic?
Wow. Okay, so I think
You have to answer first, Lauren.
Oh,
no,
me?
you can't
don't
put them back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Personally, Pirates of the Caribbean, because
50 demerits to Gryffindor.
I'm actually a Hufflepuff, but okay. I've always loved it as a kid,
Sorry.
and then when they redid it with like Captain Jack and Barbossa, I don't know, I just love it. And nothing wrong with PhilharMagic, it's just when we were younger, we would watch PhilharMagic a lot, so I'm starting to get a little tired about it, but there's nothing wrong with PhilharMagic, it's just I prefer Pirates.
Okay. Is it my turn, or are we gonna go around here? Again, I think we've got the same case as the first one. There are staple classic Disney rides that no Disney trip is complete if you haven't hit. Pirates is here, PhilharMagic, yeah, it's a great time. Depending on the weather, it might be good to get out of the air conditioning, but it's got to be Pirates. And in our case, we haven't seen the renovated with the the scene with the redhead.
Yeah,
So
the redhead.
there's a different experience that we're looking forward to. And PhilharMagic, we've probably caught 8 or 7 or 9 or how many times. So
A lot.
it's easy. That's another no-brainer. Pirates of the Caribbean over PhilharMagic. Go ahead, Lindsay Jane.
Okay, well, as much as I like PhilharMagic, I'm gonna say Pirates because Jade.
Hi,
Well,
Jade, you wanna play this
because
game?
PhilharMagic, it's nice. It feels a little outdated in my personal opinion. I enjoy it, but Pirates definitely. There's just more of a I'm in Disney feeling, going through the queue, going on the ride, of course. But I have to say Pirates.
All right.
Now it's Mom's.
Mom's turn. That's right.
Definitely Pirates of the Caribbean. Definitely. At any stage, any incarnation of it would be, to me, much more exciting than going to see PhilharMagic. And the only real complaint I have about PhilharMagic is, gosh dang it, after all those decades, isn't it about time Donald had something go his way? He didn't have the joke always be on
That's
him.
true.
Poor Donald.
Yeah, Donald
That's
was awesome.
true.
Poor Donald. Sorry.
All right. Well, I don't know who spelt these out.
Oh no.
But I'm going to assume that the choice here is in Tomorrowland,
Oh,
Carousel of
my
Progress,
God.
and Magic Carpet. So I'm going to assume that's the
Aladdin
Aladdin Carpet
Magic
ride that's over in
Yeah.
Adventureland. So we've got 2 Magic Kingdom attractions.
Here,
And
come over there.
in order to pick one, we're going to have to span the other. I can't go to Disney without seeing Carousel of Progress. Again, for me, so far these questions have been a no-brainer. Personally, as you can see from my age, I was at the 1964 World's Fair. Very young, but I was there when Carousel of Progress was rolled out. I remember Disney characters, and et cetera, et cetera. And for me personally, no Disney trip is complete without Carousel of Progress. I can't say the last time I went on the Aladdin Magic Carpet ride. I guess it's like Dumbo or Triceratops Spin, just with a different vehicle type thing. So I could go on Dumbo if I wanted to have that type of experience. So definitely, I've got to do the 25 minutes or so in Carousel of Progress. Grab a seat, enjoy the corniness, the air conditioning, and for me personally, it's worth the price of Disney when the scene where John says, "Let's cheer Sarah up by singing our songs." That to me just paid for the price of Disney. Thank you very much. It's
We're like the
Carousel
only
of Progress.
people at that part. We're like the only people in the theater laughing at that
Yep.
part. Everyone else is quiet.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dad on this. But along with everything he says, it's special to me because it's an attraction that him and I really enjoy together. And it's always nice to have that one attraction, I think, with each family member that you can bond over in a sense. And him and I, Mom and Lauren aren't that big on it. Him and I could do it, you know. And we laugh at the same things over and over again. But it's Disney. It's nice. I love it.
Come on, Chris, you're up.
I really don't want to have to answer
The
this.
pressure's on. You can.
I don't want to have to answer it because although the Aladdin Magic Carpet ride isn't all that thrilling or exciting, it's more my speed than a lot of rides at Disney, unfortunately. Carousel of Progress, I probably could have seen it only once or twice and been good for life. Yeah, it is corny. Okay,
Hater.
it's air conditioning.
Hater.
The last few trips, I end up, unfortunately, nodding
Falling
off,
asleep.
having a nice cool nap during at least part of it.
Enough
Sorry to
said.
be negative, but that's that.
You just ruined everybody's vacation.
I probably did.
No, you have not.
All right.
For
Go-
me, it's definitely Carousel of Progress because I love it. I'm not as big on it as Lindsay or Dad, but I love it. It's just one of those things where it's like if we don't go on it, it's like not right. And the Magic Carpet, yeah. And on the Magic Carpet ride, like how Dad said, it's kind of like Dumbo. And I remember one time I was on the Magic Carpet ride. It was before I had glasses. And the camel spit water, and I swear to God, it went in my eye. And I haven't been the same after that. I just can't go on it. I got blinded.
It is
All right,
my
Linz.
turn.
They ought to have a Wally that goes around like that and talks to people, interacts with them. That would
Awesome.
be great. There's nothing Wally.
Oh, okay. So mine is: would you rather go on Expedition Everest or Haunted Mansion?
Expedition.
Now,
now.
I have to explain myself.
But this is a good
When
one because these are
Expedition
two.
Everest opened, I think in 2006,
You were 6.
we went on it, and I went on it with one of my uncles, and you know, I thought at first it was great when you're going around, and then you start to go up on, I guess, the first hill, you go into the mountains. I got a little scared. I don't like heights that much. And being 6, now, I don't know, but coming up to the tracks that were broken and not knowing anything about the ride, I got concerned. Then we start going backwards in the dark. I'm freaking out. Seeing that Yeti, it was just very traumatizing for me. And I have a weak stomach, so even something like that, I've never ridden it since. So Haunted Mansion, definitely. I just always loved that ride, and like I said, I can't do Expedition Everest. I just can't. So Haunted Mansion for me.
All right.
Now is it going back or
So now it goes Mom.
Yeah.
So, I have to say that one thing you were saying before, how if people go to Disney much, they'll know sometimes things are being refurbished and you don't get a chance to get on them. There are plenty of I shouldn't say there are plenty of times. There have been times in our trips, and I'm sure everybody else's, that a ride will stop working. And may stop while you're on it. It may not, you know, they may have to spend the rest of the day fixing whatever was wrong with it. It just so happens that a couple of times that happened when we were on the Haunted Mansion. So
Yeah.
I enjoy the Haunted Mansion, but that was also another opportunity for me to take a nap because we had to wait.
Yep.
We were stuck. I like it better than Expedition Everest, definitely. I can't stomach things like that, like I used to be able to. But I almost wish that I could go on it again because
Yeah.
it seemed really neat.
Yeah.
So I think that I like them both as far as the whole experience, but my stomach doesn't like Expedition Everest. So yeah, long and drawn out, I have to say Haunted Mansion. Sorry about that. Took too long.
All right.
I used to be horrified of the Haunted Mansion, but now that I'm an adult, I have respect for it because I love. It's one of my favorite rides because I like spooky stuff, but I like it tastefully done. And the Haunted Mansion is like I can't go to Disney without going on the Haunted Mansion, even if it's like a 20-hour wait. I have to do the Haunted Mansion at least like 2 times.
Well, those 20-hour wait times, you better get a fast pass.
I don't even know. I'm gonna guess for this probably Expedition Everest only because there's the wait times for Expedition Everest are way longer than Haunted
So what are you
Mansion.
saying? Let's say you could get right on the ride. You could do one or the other on the trip. What would you go on and what would you give up? You go on Expedition Everest and forget Haunted
I
Mansion?
would never want to do it.
Forget wait
but
times, forget...
I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
fair enough. All right.
She can't decide.
I can't because I love them both. Like,
Here's the deal. I'll wrap this up with my answer, and it may surprise some people. I love roller coasters. Expedition Everest is one of the best. However, that being said, this goes back to the same analogy or argument I used earlier. Haunted Mansion is a classic Disney ride. You know, and not to say that Animal Kingdom hasn't built up, but I think I would give the edge over a Magic Kingdom ride to Animal Kingdom. So, I'm going to be very clear. I enjoy them both. But if I had to take a trip, I would give up Expedition Everest in order to make sure I got on Haunted Mansion.
That is surprising.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that
Now,
is.
before we get to the next round, I'm going to throw a little wrinkle in this.
Jamie
What
was so
would
funny.
everybody do if they could to get a free week in Disney at a deluxe hotel? Like, for an example, if you had to drink a gallon of Beverly every day for a whole year, would you do that to get a free trip to Disney?
Yes.
Okay.
I
5
would
days.
try
To get a free
accomplish
trip to
that.
Disney.
I would try. I don't know that I would succeed. I would definitely
do
give it a
that.
try.
Same.
Okay.
It would be
Because
hot.
there's nothing saying that you couldn't mix the Beverly with something. You could find some way that it tasted delectable,
Okay.
mixing it with something else.
You would have to consume 1 gallon of Beverly.
I would try. I really would.
All
And
right.
also a free trip to Disney World. Like,
Yes.
what else?
When,
I mean, it's
when do you get that? You know?
exactly.
So,
like, it'd
I
be
would-
so gross.
I
but
would
so
try almost anything
Okay.
to get that. All right. Would you rather do? I have a feeling this will be a difficult one. It's a Small World
Uh-huh.
or Grand Fiesta Tour.
Oh, they're almost the same ride. Okay.
You know what? Grand Fiesta Tour is fun, but I very much preferred the former version,
Not the 3 Caballeros.
not the 3 Caballeros.
I can't.
Caballeros. But it would be a little harder for me to decide if the ride hadn't been changed to the 3 Caballeros. I will emphatically say Small World because it is, as he would say, a classic, and we go on it numerous times each time we're there, and I think we enjoy it every single time. We're just goofy like that.
All right, up to Lauren. Well, we're not really goofy. We're just the Terrells.
No, we're
Goofy.
goofy. We're a good.
We're
goof.
not.
Obviously, look at us. We're not goofy.
Obviously, Small World because like. I've been on
Obviously?
that- Obviously.
Obvious to who?
Obvious.
To her.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just obvious because it's a classic, and even though us as a family's been on it like not literally 15,000 times.
We've probably been on it 100
It's like
times.
you can't get
at least.
Yeah, you can't. It's just awesome. And nothing wrong with the 3. I can't even say the word. The Mexico ride. That's what I'm gonna call it because I can't even say the word. Nothing wrong with that, and I love that. And you know, like the song that they sing at the end gets stuck in my head for like 3 months.
Because of your father singing his
Exactly.
version
It
of
gets
that
like
song.
it's like 3 months after a trip to vacation in my head. But nothing wrong with both of them. But obviously, Small World because it's classic.
Well, I got to support the same argument here, but let me give us a couple explanations. It's a Small World goes back to, again to the '64 Disney World's Fair. It's Disney. You know, that song keeps playing in my head for months, but the little Fantasyland thing, the Peter Pan ride, It's a Small World, you know, the Winnie the Pooh, we got to get that. If you haven't been to Disney, in my opinion, if you don't do that. On the other hand, the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot is wonderful. And just because we don't go on the Grand Fiesta Tour, we can still enjoy the pavilion. If I had to get shut out of the Grand Fiesta Tour, that might be a trip I might make dinner reservations at the San Angelo Inn. So there is a nice for me anyway, I enjoy that feel, that inside dark kind of thing in Mexico. San Angelin, we've had dinner there, and we're not about recommending anything. You know, it's like anything else. We enjoyed the meal. It was priced reasonably, and for me, that ambiance, if you want to call it, that environment, I could still enjoy that in Epcot
And not go on the ride.
without going on the Grand Fiesta Tour. But it's a small world. It's like, I mean, it's a little stupid boat ride, the same song playing and playing over and over again, but it's part of going to Disney. All right, next question. Oh no, do you have to give your answer?
yeah.
Oh, I'm
Wow,
sorry,
that's
sorry, Liz.
rude.
See, we should have had that timer.
I enjoy both rides, and I feel like my answer would be different if they do an overhaul of the Grand Fiesta Tour.
Oh my God.
If they were to go with, you know, a Coco overhaul,
Please.
I think my answer would be different, but I'm gonna go with Small World, because I don't know, I like getting to Disney, going to the Magic Kingdom, going on Small World first thing. I always get emotional because I love that ride as a kid. I still love it. I just love, you know, even though, like, it's kind of simple because, you know, it's just the same song, but I like the concept, you know, everyone in the countries and everything. I think it's a cute and it's a good concept.
And I would like to add something. If you're not done, I'm sorry. I have such great memories of that ride when you girls were babies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were 1. You were how many months old?
Wait, what?
How many months
How many
old?
months old was she the first time we took her on it? And you know what?
7 or 8 months old.
And I would talk to her like she was a grown up even then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then again when you were 3, and it's just, you know, putting the colors out, and you know, they look at the cowboy, look at the Indian, look at all the babies on the ride, you know, and they just smiled and they loved it, and they'd be pointing at the bright colors, and so that ride's always going to be special to me for that.
To your point, we have a video of when Lindsay was 2, and I've got her profile and videotaping on the ride,
was
and
one.
there was no, you were 2, almost
The
3.
look of
There was
wonder.
almost a look of wonder and amazement, and it was just, those are the things as a
Aw,
parent,
that's cute.
you
You were
see
like-
that in your kids, and it
I had
kind
the
of
girls
makes it
on my
worth the
lap,
price of
and I was,
Aw.
you know, right there
Yeah.
talking with you. So I have great memories of that ride.
Who's next?
Wait, did Mom just go?
Yeah, so you're
Oh,
next.
it's me. Ha. Would you rather do the Tomorrowland Speedway or People Mover?
Oh, a no. Okay, go ahead, Lauren.
That's a no-brainer.
People Mover.
Who did these questions?
Me, I really shuffled them.
Actually, it's
and-
me because I'm shuffling them and I just picked 2. So
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
Well, they're right
True.
like next to each other, so basically we don't even need to explain
We
it,
don't,
right?
yeah.
People
Alright.
Mover.
People Mover.
I just
People
love on the
Mover.
People
People
Mover,
Mover.
just like
Next.
I have a camera and I just love to like there's like just rest my elbows on and just like take snapshots of like
Yeah.
the castle and Tomorrowland. I love it. It's
We
just,
get some.
What if they bring those new cars from Tokyo Disneyland? I thought they were
that
cool.
would be probably cool
They're
because
already there.
But we'll still go on
They
People
were
Mover,
there
right?
last time. We didn't ride it. We have to ride it this time.
well, it's simple. Everything from Tokyo Disneyland is like amazing.
I'm assuming both of these attractions are still open. 2 different parks.
Oh.
We've got Animal Kingdom, and we've got, I think this is the first one from MGM, right? Or Hollywood. Well, that's
Hollywood
no wonder
Studios.
because they only have, what, 1.5 attractions? Maybe it's up to 3 now with Tomorrowland opening, but there's not a lot over there.
Tomorrowland.
Not Tomorrowland, Toy Story Land. Sorry. Would you rather do in Animal Kingdom Primeval Whirl or head over to Disney Hollywood Studios and do the Grand Muppet Vision?
The Grand Muppet Vision.
Muppet Vision 3.
I'll tell you, this is tough for me because that hillbilly music they play on Primeval Whirl has inspired me to write a lot of great
That's
songs.
Triceratops.
Oh, it is? Oh, I got the ride from. Okay, I just.
Primeval
This-
Whirl is the.
Yeah, I know, the spinning
the
thing where
weird
Lindsay
one.
lost her sunglasses. And every time they go flying. Anyway,
They were mine, actually.
you know, you go on the Muppet ride, and we go through it, and we sit there and wait in the queue, and we watch the stupid things bouncing
don't
from
have to
TV
call
to
everything
TV.
Yeah,
stupid.
It's not
You'll have
stupid.
some editing to do.
Redundant,
Said that a
but
few
we've
times.
watched it and watched it and watched it, and we sit there and wait, and 10 more minutes, and move close to the door, blah, blah, blah. But you gotta do it. It's just one of those things that you go to Disney World, and I guess in my history, I've been to Disney maybe 12, 15 times. I'm not sure. I don't go every year. The trip to Disney World for me and our family, it's a very special, usually very expensive thing. So it's special, but there are memories, and I like to revisit the memories. And unfortunately, my history with Disney, Muppet Vision has always been part of the experience. Primeval World, great ride, but if I had to give one up, I've got to go Primeval World, give that up, and give the nod to Muppet Vision. Enough said.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not big on either, really. I do like Muppet Vision, and so I'm gonna go with it, especially because it's a longer ride. Like, the one thing about Primeval World is, like, the way it moves, it jerks you around, which I guess is just part of the ride or whatever. I'm not a big fan of that, and it just goes by really fast. With Muppet Vision, it's funny, and, you know, what? How long would you say it is? It's longer of a ride, so I'll go with whatever's
Who's the
longer.
dude that puts the knapsack and runs away? What's his name? Boo?
I don't even know.
I'm running away.
That little like rat thing?
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
it is.
I don't even know. I know it's
But
supposed to be.
it's funny.
Somebody-
I like it. So
I'm running away.
stop.
Stop. Muppets are your turn, mommy.
I'm not in love with either one of them. Primeval Whirl is one of the few things that I can go on, you know. But yeah, something about the Muppets, we always have to do
Yeah.
that. So I guess I'll say Muppets.
Well, Muppets because it's the Muppets, and I love the Muppets, and just I don't know, I love the Muppets. I always have. I used to watch like on YouTube clips of the Muppet Show, even though like I wasn't alive. But I just remember watching clips of the Muppet Show and loving it as a kid, and I love the Muppets.
shining out.
Stop.
I'm doing Miss Piggy.
Isn't his name like Boomer or
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
something
No
like
one
that?
knows.
Yeah.
He's just
But Miss
there.
Piggy-
Bugsby or something
Miss
like
Piggy
that.
solo is worth the price of admission. All right,
Oh wait, that was you?
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
me, I
it's back
swear.
to me. Okay.
It's-
I am.
let's give us how about something a little more challenging?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
hoping
wait,
for.
your ears. I think I'm straight.
Turn around, look at
It is Space Mountain or Journey into Imagination.
I know the answer.
Yeah, I know you do, but you know, I didn't do Space Mountain until last year, so 2017. That was the first time I did it.
You
I
didn't
really,
do it in 2017.
Yes,
it was
I
closed
did.
in 2017. Oh, Space Mountain. Oh, I'm
Mountain.
sorry. That was Splash Mountain.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But I did it
I
for
got-
the first time
I'll just
last
shut
year. I really, really liked it. But Journey into Imagination, like I could go on a full rant about this. The current version, it needs some work. But I love Figment. And I love the old ride, even though I never got to experience it with Dreamfinder and Figment. I've read the comics. I love everything about what the ride used to be. And so I'm going to go with Journey into Imagination because it's still a fun, silly ride, I think. And I hope that Disney keeps it and brings back Dreamfinder. Please. So,
Please.
that's my answer. Not much of an answer. Like I said, I could just go on and on about it forever. but-
I'm sure Mom will go on and on. Kidding.
What's the other one? Space Mountain.
Space Mountain or Journey?
For me, it's Journey into Imagination, mainly because I've only been on Space Mountain once or twice, and it does jerk you around quite a bit, and that's not something that I need to be having done to me with my back condition. So, for
So
safety reasons, Journey
you-
into Imagination.
What about you?
Obviously, Journey to Imagination because I just loved it ever since I was a kid. And Lindsay and I, we found old recordings of the original Journey into Imagination on YouTube, and it's like, oh my
The best
gosh.
thing in the
It's-
world.
As you could tell, I mean, Lindsay's wearing an old school Epcot
Oh, yeah,
shirt.
that's
That's
right,
her
I
Figment
am.
plushie.
I
That
have
it's
the
amazing.
comics. I have Ron Schneider's book. from
Exactly.
Dreamer to Dreamfinder. I
And
just love it.
I love the whole idea about using your imagination because I think people
Yeah.
should use their imagination, and plus Figment is adorable. And also, Epcot totally should bring back Dreamfinder,
Yep.
please.
All right, my turn. This is a tough one, but since We were the last time we were in Disney. Someone threw up on Journey into the Imagination.
Did they?
Yeah, that's why we had to wait. Remember, we got our fast pass.
I'm
yeah,
sure that's
we're that
right.
family that gets fast pass for Journey into the Imagination. Are you kidding me? But
It's a good
Sometimes
ride.
you
it's a
have
great
to.
ride.
Right.
Because of
Fact
the other things
is-
you get fast passes for, you have to.
I'm going to give the nod to Space Mountain. This one's a tough one. It would be tough because, again, no different than from Carousel of Progress. Hearing that line, "Let's cheer Sarah up" by singing our song makes it worth the ride. Hearing Figment sing "That's How You Tell a Skunk Is Not a Rose" makes Journey into the Imagination kind of a good experience for me. But Space Mountain just immerses me, and it's part of that thing. You got to go to Space. Got to hit Space Mountain. Sorry, you notice the classic. The older the parks, I'm giving the nod to the attraction.
Yeah.
And Magic Kingdom's got a little bit of
I mean, yeah.
on Epcot, so
Yeah, but
I know. I'm just
I'm young.
we
If
notice a
I'm
pattern.
mistaken, I think it's 11 years to the day.
Is it my turn again?
We just did that, yeah.
I just
Really? Would you rather go on Spaceship Earth or Kali River Rapids? Kali River Rapids, on a hot day, you can't not go on that. However, a lot of times I could do without getting wet. So, I will say Spaceship Earth. Please fix the air conditioning in it though. A lot more people
These
will
aren't
probably
Disney
go on it.
engineers watching this.
if you
Well-
don't know, it's YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Please fix the air conditioner. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Was it my turn?
Yes, it's
And
your
please
turn.
give one free night at your resident for every 2 nights you stay. How about a third night free? Yeah.
Okay, Dad, you're pushing it.
Okay. Your turn.
Obviously Spaceship Earth. I mean, wait, what was the other one again?
Kali River Rapids.
Kali River Rapids is really cool, but it is just something like when it's really hot out, it's good. But then like you're wet and you're walking around, and I never wear flip flops to the park, and all you hear is and your socks wet and
True.
just wet. Like it's good, it's cool, but just personally, I don't like getting wet. And Spaceship Earth is classic, and honestly, I love the smell of Rome burning, and
Yep.
I love
Pyro.
it.
I
It's
feel
just,
that.
It's so cool.
I'm
and-
raising 2 pyromaniacs. I
Uh,
love the smell of burning cities.
It's not
listen, it's
but you
part
know
of
what I
the
mean.
experience.
It's like
okay.
it's like you can't have Epcot without like
Spaceship Earth. It's right there.
exactly that is Epcot. Like in my opinion, you can't have Epcot without Figment, World Showcase, or Spaceship Earth.
Well, that about sums it up.
For me, personally.
I'm gonna give a short and a long answer. It goes with the thing. Kali River Rapids is a great ride. It's a lot of fun. If I don't go on Spaceship Earth, I haven't been to Disney. If I didn't go on Kali River, okay, I'm sorry. And again, etched in my brain and in my memories are things that are Disney. If I lived in Florida and I could make a trip 7 or 8 or 10 times a year to the parks, I'd probably spend more time on Kali River Rapids than I would on Spaceship Earth. But we make this trip once a year, maybe every other year on average, and part of Disney to us is the experience on Spaceship Earth. So the music, the whole thing. If I miss Kali River Rapids, I've still been to Disney, but if I miss Spaceship Earth, man, it doesn't feel like it. And by the way, in 2007, we made a trip, and that's when Spaceship Earth was being updated, and
It just didn't feel right.
It was kind of, there's just certain things that are part of your Disney trip that are kind of get etched in your memory, and that's one of them. So that was an easy one. I guess it's your turn to draw, Lauren.
Well, did you stop forgetting
about
Lindsay?
me. Keep skipping your youngest.
Wait, well, I didn't draw the last one, did I?
No, she was
No,
skipping
she has
her
to
review.
critique.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lindsay.
Okay, it's not a big deal because
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna say Spaceship Earth anyway.
So look at that.
So the camera died before I could give my answer on whether Kali River Rapids or Spaceship Earth. I'd say Spaceship Earth. I really like the ride. I always have. I think I've ridden it more than I have Kali River Rapids too. So I like it. It's Disney to me. So yeah, that's final
Is
answer.
that your final answer?
Yes.
All right, Lauren.
Maybe I should screw
The pressure is on you.
yeah. Jake.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I just love my dog. She's the cutest thing in the whole world.
read it?
No, oh, I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Alright.
Would you rather do the Prince Charming Carousel or the Jungle Cruise? I didn't know it was called the Prince Charming Carousel.
I think
so
it's
like,
called.
I'm like the what?
So that's the
carousel,
merry-go-round.
Yes.
In the
you
Magic
know,
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Do you want me to help you?
No.
Ask Trip how many
honestly,
times you go on the merry-go-round.
I was just about to say, probably the merry-go-round, only because like Jungle Cruise we've done a lot, and I can do without it. But the merry-go-round, I haven't been on that since I was a kid, and when I was a kid, that was like my favorite thing. Like there was so many other cool stuff. I was like, oh, let's go on the merry-go-round because it played Cinderella music and stuff. So merry-go-round, only because I haven't been on it in like
Good answer.
About 10 years.
My take is you can go on a merry-go-round anywhere.
Merry-go-round.
But only on Disney's Jungle Cruise do you get to see the backside of water.
That is
so
true.
I have to give.
Wonder of the world.
I've got to give the nod to the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I gotta say the same. I don't know. I really enjoy the puns on that ride. They're very entertaining, and they do change a little depending on the skipper. So it's a little bit of a different experience, I guess. And as nice as the merry-go-round is, I was never big on the carousel or whatever. So I gotta say a Jungle Cruise.
I don't know.
Well,
If I had to pick between Expedition
the whole,
Everest and
the whole
Mermaid,
idea of this game is to make tough decisions.
That's true. Yep.
Sorry, Linz.
You know,
The
real
toughest
decisions that matter.
Unfortunately, it's gonna be Jungle Cruise.
Means you're
Okay.
going on Jungle Cruise?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Because you like
I
seeing
really
the backside of water. too.
Enjoyed.
I really enjoyed
enjoyed-
the backside of water.
I enjoyed the merry-go-round when they were little.
My little pink princess hat and my little Mickey. I remember.
Lindsay, these questions.
I know. I
This is-
just looked over
Two of
and
my
I
most
almost
favorite
choked.
pictures ever.
All right, well,
Or pictures taken of
Of
you
us
girls
on the carousel. Yep.
okay,
Good
so
time.
this is really no brainer.
I
I don't even.
apologize
Okay,
for this.
would I rather, if I had to go on one or the other, Mike Wazowski's Laugh Floor,
Mike Wazowski.
Whatever.
It's Monsters Inc.
Monsters
Laugh
Inc., or the
Floor.
Navi River Journey with the constipated animatronic.
It's not. It's. Oh my god.
All right, listen. If,
You already answered it without even trying.
Yeah.
Next.
if I didn't go on either, it wouldn't break my heart.
Are you
But the
serious?
Navi River Journey is a ride, so I give that the edge. Thank you.
I'm gonna say Navi River Journey too, because we only did it once, but I was really blown away by the animatronic at the end. It gave me not hope, but just seeing what Disney could do. I was just so impressed by it, and I like it. It's a nice, just little ride, so I gotta go with that.
Yeah. What
Well,
she
that's a
said.
good answer.
What
Okay.
she said.
All right, go ahead, Lauren.
The Navi River ride, because honestly, like, a lot of people hate the movie Avatar. I liked it as a kid. I thought it was the coolest thing, and I mean, now I look at it and it is kind of, but like, visual-wise, beautiful movie. And just like, as soon as you walk in Pandora, it's just like amazing. And then when you get on the ride, like, even the queue for the ride is awesome. And even like, the ride's just so cool. And like, I was already in awe before we saw like the animatronic, just like the colors and everything. And then once we saw the animatronic, I got scared. I thought it was a real person. Then I kind of went like, oh my god, there's a person here. And I was like, oh wait, that's an animatronic. So yeah, like, it really scared
A
me.
ridiculously tall person.
Yeah, it scared me. Like, oh my
Got
god.
longer arms than I do
Yeah.
legs, I
Yeah,
think.
it was so real. I got scared. I kind of
Here's
jumped.
Okay. Mine. Living with the land. Ooh, God, this is gonna be tough.
Okay.
Or the Barnstormer.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Barnstormer was a lot cooler when I was a kid. Okay,
Even
yeah,
though it was shorter then.
True. It's not doing it for me. Now, Living with the land. Let's put it this way. I go more to the land pavilion than I do whatever it's now. If it's Toontown, whatever. It's
Aw.
really difficult.
Jake, come here.
I could give up the Barnstormer and do Living with the Land. I haven't done it in forever, and I mean, again, it's a matter of length too. It is longer than the Barnstormer. So I'm gonna go with Living with the Land.
I've not been on Living with the Land for a while.
Come here. You want to be in the action? You
We're
wanna be
gonna
in the
go
video?
on it this time, Lindsay and I, because
Wanna
it
be
was
in the
a.
video?
Because they got a fast pass.
We had to do a fast.
Listen.
They
You
were
can
getting a fast
explain.
pass for Mission Space. These two. We're not going anywhere near that ride.
Mission Space is awesome.
So
No, it's
between
not. They replaced Horizons.
okay,
Quite
fair
late.
enough.
with
Fair enough.
the several other choices you would have for fast passes after booking a big deal ride, or as he would say, what do you call it, a premium ride,
Yeah.
top tier ride.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Then the pickings are pretty slim as to what else you can really pick for another fast pass. For the other two fast passes after that. So Lindsay and I were trying to. Well,
We weren't given.
I
much
just
to
can't
choose
talk today.
from.
We weren't given much to choose from, and plus the few things we did have to choose from,
Nerdy.
we already had
Yeah.
fast pass for one of those, and so it was like, okay, we'll do Living with the Land. Sorry to be so long and drawn out. You're going to have to get rid of this whole thing.
No, we're
I'm
not.
just
We're not
talking
gonna
too
get
much.
rid
Yeah, so it's not going to be Living with the Land.
It was that or Barnstormer.
Barnstormer. I always liked that because I like roller coasters. I just can't stomach them as well as I used to be able to. So sure, I'll go on the Barnstormer any day.
You give up living with the land.
I'll give up Living with the Land. I've given it up for the
So
last
your
Mickey
5
shaped
trips or something.
pumpkin.
I was
Well,
just
that's what
about to-
everybody wants.
Well, the whole hydroponic, all that, the way that they grew stuff was
Yeah.
like something we'd never even seen or heard of.
Yeah.
The first few times we went on it, and the Mickey shaped pumpkins, like you
Yeah.
said.
That was the only thing
neat.
I remember. I've probably been on the
There might have
ride,
even
like,
been
2
Mickey
times.
shaped tomatoes. I don't know.
Barnstormer, because I loved it as a kid, and I love Goofy. I love Goofy and Donald. They've always been my favorite, and I don't know, just it's fun. It's short, and even though like I'm an adult now, I still love it. It's like somebody who doesn't go to Disney or is a big thrill seeker could go on it and be like, well, this ride sucks because there's not like thrilling. No, the Barnstormer is great. It's for kids, but I can go on it, and plus like, who doesn't love Goofy? He's the best. Yeah. And plus, Living with the Land, like I said, been on it once. The only thing I remember was the Mickey shaped pumpkins, and like that's it. And that it's next to Soarin'.
This is a tough one for me because I think I'd rather get on a Disney bus at closing and have to go to every resort standing up than go on either one of these rides.
I would never wish that upon even my worst
That's
enemy.
But-
exactly.
But I guess if I had to give one up, I would give up. Now this is going against my prior logic, but I would give up the Barnstormer.
Oh,
Because
God.
I know that if I were to suffer through Living with the Land, someone would give me a complimentary fast pass for soaring. So that's what my answer is.
Look, you know what? I appreciate the answer because I'm not the odd man out here that just, you know.
Can we also talk about when we realized that we had the fast pass for Living with the Land? Dad's like, are you serious? Living with the Land, you got a fast pass for that.
Oh, we had to
You
get
know
a fast
what?
pass
I
for
know.
something.
It's
Gotta
fair.
have fast passes for something.
You do.
But
it's just
whose turn is it?
We had literally fast passes for like everything in
All right.
Yeah.
Here. Let's
Turn is
let's take a
Yeah,
break
'cause that
from
was one
this.
of the days we purchased the extra fast
Here we
passes
go.
for.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Disney
So
gives you
there
a
were 6
free
of them.
trip for 1 week, but you have to. You can't go to one park.
What do you mean?
All right. You got a free
which
week in
part?
Disney.
Oh, I know.
And I'll count it. Disney Springs counts too.
Okay. I know.
So-
Is it which park would you give up?
You got or Disney.
What, are we
Springs.
done here?
I
So
know.
and forget the water
Or-
parks. We're talking about the 4 major theme parks in Disney Springs.
And?
So one of those you can't do.
Okay.
You're in Disney for a week, and one of those you just gotta
Okay.
totally cross
Okay.
off your list. What would it be?
Okay, I can go first.
You're the youngest. You go
Okay.
first.
I could cross off Disney Springs. However, if you wanted to just keep it to the parks, I could cross off Animal Kingdom.
Okay. You know.
It's your turn.
That's unless you
No,
want
we're
to do the
going around that
youngest.
way. We're
Well,
doing
definitely
counterclockwise.
Disney Springs, and if it was just a park, I almost said Animal Kingdom, but I mean,
No, there's no buts.
Oh, let there be a bug.
I mean,
Backside
I
of
can
water.
do more in Animal Kingdom. than I can do in MGM or Disney Studios, as we keep forgetting to call it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you could do Star Tours 15,000.
I would have to say Animal Kingdom, I guess.
Okay.
I could do without, just because I think we have done without it before, haven't we?
Well, it's the last.
We
there
usually
were
only
trips.
do that park once.
Yeah,
The last trip we did twice.
and don't
We're doing
forget,
twice this time,
we
too.
started going to Disney before the park was built, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I like it.
This sounds like Phantom Manor.
It does. Anyway,
Might not be.
obviously Disney Springs, but if we're gonna do it to a park, it's hard. I would definitely have to say Animal Kingdom, not because I don't like Animal Kingdom, but like, you have to have the Magic Kingdom. I have to have Epcot. I have to have MGM because Rock and Roller Coaster
Oh, yeah.
and Star Tours. I go on Star Tours 15,
Oh,
not
yeah.
literally 15 billion times, but if I could, I would go on Star Tours all the time.
You go on it probably at least 5 or 6 times each
And
year.
I have never
At least.
been the Rebel Spy.
I've
Well,
been
neither
it
have
once.
I.
Yes,
So I
you
can't-
have.
I can't give
We've
that
all been the
part.
Rebel Spy,
Except for
Lindsay.
me.
Except for poor Lindsay.
I've been wanting to be that
Yeah.
Rebel Spy like my entire life.
We're on Star Tours.
Yeah, I've never been it.
It's okay. But yeah, like I
Lauren
like
got to
Animal-
be in Jedi training on.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong
Oh.
with Animal Kingdom. It's just, and I love Expedition Everest, and it would really stink to go without Expedition Everest, but I can't. Like I have to have the other parks. Like, so yeah.
I have to have my day at Disney Springs, so Animal Kingdom is out the door.
Really?
Animal Kingdom. Yep.
My biggest.
I wouldn't miss. Just and the thing for us, and everybody's got their own preferences. Typically, when we plan our itinerary, Animal Kingdom gets like half a day. We usually go. We usually a typical trip where we've got 6 or 7 days in the park, and just Animal Kingdom either always gets short-circuited. Now, granted, prior to our last trip in 2017, the park always closed early, so there was no real nighttime activity. So that may have been part of it, and we really haven't fully experienced the night activities there, which we hope to do in this upcoming trip. So my opinion may change. It would be nice to make Animal Kingdom an all-day destination, and I guess
Doing that.
we haven't done that as of yet. Downtown Disney, there's just certain little things that you enjoy going down there. There's the smells, the scents, the foods,
The Lego store.
the Lego store, the World of Disney, and the boat ride from Port Orleans if we choose to take that up the Sassagoula River. So that's my pick, and okay.
All right. Would you rather do Mission Space or Triceratops? Triceratops spin.
Oh dear God.
Okay, just get it. It's okay.
It's okay.
I've never done Mission Space and I never will, so I'll have to say Triceratops spin.
Mission Space only because I love space. I want to go to space.
So
and
you'll do
Mission
that.
Space is amazing, and the real thing where it's like there's like a green and an orange, whichever one is like the
Most intense.
It
think
is
it's
so
orange.
cool. I think it's orange too. I haven't been on it. It's the coolest. It's like you're going into space. Like it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I want to go on the Triceratops spin, I'll go on Dumbo.
Exactly.
So-
There's 2 of them now.
Yeah, so, all right. So I'll hit Mission Space.
Woohoo! Okay. Space.
I don't like either. I especially don't like Mission Space because it replaced Horizons, but I'd choose Mission Space.
All
Can I
right.
also point out you didn't
Really?
go on the
Even though you
one?
can't even go on it? You won't
I
even
go on
visit
the
it?
green version.
Oh,
She
yeah,
never-
too. That's
She
right.
never
Okay.
went on the orange version,
Okay.
so she never got it in its full glory.
Well, yeah,
Alright.
and it's just
well, let's
Whose
not.
turn is it now?
me, the eldest.
Is this fun?
Yes, I
It is
love
very
this.
fun. Would you rather do the Astro Orbiter or Star Tours? Star Tours because who doesn't love Star? Well,
Okay.
I can tell you.
Right down
Okay.
the line.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to do Star Tours.
Yeah.
Star Tours.
Star Tours.
Yeah.
Next.
If you don't love Star
That's a
Wars, you
no-brainer.
don't have a soul. Well, you might, but you know what I mean.
It's just cool.
So, I mean, let's
Cool
be
thing ever.
real.
Although the
Astro
last two
Orbiter,
trips-
you wait how many in the queue, and then up the elevator for a ride that goes around 6 times. You're on the ride for less than 80 seconds, and you're down.
I rode the ride once with one of these two as a toddler during a fireworks show one night, and it was amazing.
All right, this one's tough, but I think I know the answer. And I think they're both in the same park. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, they're not. One's in Frontierland, one's in Liberty Square Riverboat
Okay.
or Splash Mountain. Obviously, it's last trip I went on the Liberty Square Riverboat, which I don't go on every time, and Splash Mountain was closed. I have to do Splash Mountain.
Yep.
Although the Liberty Square Riverboat, it's just one of those nice little things. But Splash Mountain, give up the riverboat.
Yeah.
Ball's in your court, Lindsay
Okay.
Jane.
Splash Mountain, definitely.
The drop at the end is a bit much for me, but I will say Splash Mountain
Splash Mountain.
type thing.
All right, here comes Linz with the next
Okay.
ride, the next attraction.
It's either Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin or Big Thunder Mountain.
Wow, that's tough.
No,
Couple.
it's
Okay.
not
really?
tough.
Listen, let me just say I am boss at Space Ranger Spin. I got like a really high score last time. I figured out how to do that. But I'm saying Big Thunder Mountain because that's Mom and I's ride. So.
Thank you. I've always loved Big Thunder Mountain because it's like the most like real roller coaster thing I think that I ride. It's a lot of fun. I love it. I'm gonna
Gives
say
me
that.
mama.
One thing I want to say about the Space Ranger Spin, I used to be boss at it.
She still
The
is.
last 2 trips I didn't
Huh.
do so good. This past one, the arthritis in my fingers was the reason why.
You broke 100 one time. I remember that.
Mom was like,
I used to beat you every time.
it's just she beats all of us every time.
Anyhow, so
All right, Lauren, you do yours.
Wait, what was the other one again?
Big
Big
Thunder
Thunder
Mountain.
Mountain.
Space Ranger Spin. I know that. I love both, but Big Thunder Mountain because that's something we can all do as a family.
And I scream on that.
And
one.
yeah, Mom and I
Yeah.
scream like Mom and I just when
Like
we scream, it's
scream
funny.
laugh.
Exactly, and it's just like the best feeling in the world because it's something that's like fun. This was like before Seven Dwarfs came out. It was like the only roller coaster we could do as a family without Mom and Lindsay feeling sick, and it'd be like the one time we'd all scream. And yep, Big Thunder, and it's a
I didn't
classic.
get my part yet.
Oh, sorry.
Space Ranger Spin is a great ride, and the best part is getting to go in prison with Zurg at the end of the ride when you're
Can't
coming
do
out.
that
You
anymore.
can't do it anymore.
But the thing is, I can get my Toy Story fix now in Toy Story Land, the game activity on Toy Story Mania. So I got to give the nod to Big Thunder Mountain.
I'm picking again, really? That
Yeah.
quick? Wow.
I didn't pick, did I? Yeah,
Well,
I
it
did.
came to me, yeah.
I'm just going along with what everybody says. Winnie the Pooh. Would you rather ride the Winnie the Pooh ride, Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, I guess it's called, or Dumbo? So, had you only one ride that you could go on, would you
Between the
rather do this
Winnie
one or
the
this
Pooh?
one? So, Winnie the Pooh, great memories with kids,
Dumbo, great memories with kids.
but not as quite as many. So even though I like the main thing I like about those kind of rides, like the Dumbo and the carpets and the Triceratops spin and all that, is that in the Astro Orbiter. I mean, you just go all the way up and you just watch you just get a really like a bird's eye view of the park. I love that aspect of it. But I have to say the Winnie the Pooh is more fun. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. So
Alright.
we've done trips without Dumbo.
That way.
Yep.
Winnie the Pooh. I've loved Winnie the Pooh ever since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had Winnie the Pooh everything. I mean, how can you not love Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Piglet? So Winnie the Pooh, obviously, and it's just, I love it. And Heffalumpa Woozles part is cool too.
Heffalumps and Woozles. All right.
Beware.
Me too. Winnie the Pooh.
Beware.
I'll go on Triceratops spin or Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride if I wanted to up and down, spin
Same.
around.
Same.
All right, easy. My turn, or that's Lauren's
Okay.
turn?
Me. Ooh, Epcot.
Yeah, we're on our second music loop.
Would
This-
you rather do the Toy Story Mania or Little Mermaid? Question: Little Mermaid, is that the new
Is
thing?
the,
or
The
new
Ride Magic
fantasy.
Kingdom?
okay, because I was thinking of like the Voyage of the Little
Voyage.
Mermaid show, and
Okay,
I was like,
well,
for me, I'm gonna say Toy Story Mania because it's fun. I mean, the new Voyage of Little Mermaid thing, it's really cool. I love the animatronics and everything, but I mean, it's kind of like,
Some of them are kind of creepy too.
yeah, like some of Ursula like is cool, but it's like kind of like what's the thing? With this, it's kind of like how Snow White used to be. How like you know, you go in and not that it's like the same, but it's like it's kind of like you get the same feeling as like how Snow White ride was or Mr. Toad, which I rid probably like once or twice. I was really young.
You're talking about the current Little Mermaid ride?
Yeah, like it's cool and a lot, but it feels like
Okay.
it's like that it's been like I can't explain it.
Well, the thing with the Little Mermaid ride, it's got some. The animatronics are a little spooky.
Some of them are, but some of them are like
I think
really
one of the
cool.
things, and I'm sorry, I'll wait my turn.
No, you're fine. I
Is
forgot.
it my
what-
turn yet?
Just about.
I'll
yeah.
wait my
The
turn.
only thing
Is
that
it
I
my
gotta say
turn?
is really cool about the Little Mermaid thing is the under the sea thing. That's cool, and with Ursula, it's cool, but it's creepy because it's just that.
Everybody knows it. So for me, I'd pick Toy Story Land because
Mania.
it's Toy Story Mania because it's really what would I prefer to get immersed in, and I think that's gives me the nod. I don't want to contradict her, but you know, Under the Sea, Disney gets a lot of mileage out of that song, whether it's in fireworks shows, parades, attractions, and if I had one less Sebastian singing Under the Sea to me, I wouldn't miss it.
As the years went by, it's like you can't stand the song anymore.
Yeah.
Not I can't stand it.
You're
It's
just like,
you know, it's
you gotta
I'll hear
know.
it. I'll hear it enough on the trip.
Didn't you say you want to have a game where it's like, okay, let's do for every time we hear the song, let's do a tally and like
Well, yeah, there's
tallies.
you know we could do that. You know,
kind of like a drinking game. but
there's
without
things
the drinking.
there's songs that they get lots of mileage on. You know, the Frozen Let It Go now.
Ugh.
Under the Sea has been, you know, in every parade and every fireworks show. It seems like. Anyway, sorry, enough beating a dead horse. Toy Story Mania gets my nod. What's your vote?
The Little Mermaid ride gets my thing because not to sound like a sore loser, but I stink at Toy Story Mania, and I'm not like I don't dislike Toy Story. I'm just not the biggest Toy Story fan. And as much as the animatronics might creep me out on the Little Mermaid ride, I think it deserved its own ride, and I think it's a cute ride. It just, yeah, I like it.
I'm torn. I have a lot more fun playing the Toy Story games, you know, and it's neat. The theming, it just brings back all kinds of childhood memories because of the games and the toys that are made so big, and we seem so small. But I do like the atmosphere of the Little Mermaid. I like the whole cue and the music, and you can hear the ocean waves. And yeah, Under the Sea is really over the top, but it is a little creepy.
Some of it.
If I had to not do one, I guess I would say I wouldn't do the Mermaid because we just go see the Under the Sea show.
That's true.
Okay, so yeah.
All right. Yeah, we would just go see the Voyage of the Little Mermaid in MGM because none of us picked MGM as the park we wouldn't go to. You see how all this is connected? All right, I'm putting
You're
that
only
one in
allowed
there.
to have.
Oh my God! All right, these two. If I didn't go to either one of them, it'd be like, so what? The Tiki Room or Kilimanjaro Safaris? Oh my God! Well, if I don't go on a Tiki Room, I'll miss my chance to take a nap. And Kilimanjaro Safaris, oh my God, what are we going to do about Baby Red? We got to find Baby Red.
They don't
They
do that
cut
anymore.
that
thank
I
God.
know,
Oh,
thankfully.
no. So,
You know, I
got
guess
it.
the Tiki Room is what I give up because Kilimanjaro Safaris, you know, we haven't been, I've heard things like you got to get early to see more animals and not, you know, we've seen enough animals and that's a special part, so I'd like to see more animals on the safari, but there's still some sense of adventure there that Kilimanjaro Safaris gives me that the Tiki Room won't give me. So Kilimanjaro Safaris gets the nod.
I say Tiki Room. I like the song. I'm sorry.
I say I've only ever done the Tiki Room 2 times that I can remember. I mean, I might have done it the first time we went, so you know, a million years ago. Could be 3 times. That's more than enough for a lifetime.
Tiki Room because it's a classic and it's like I like the whole
It's
kind
got
of like
Walt's fingerprints all over it, right?
yeah, and also it's cool how like you know as the show goes on you see like the tiki like Easter Island header thingies. They move around you. It's cool. And I mean the song, it's catchy as heck. Cause I'm. Where you left?
What?
I'm confused. Mom just laughing. I don't know.
Go ahead, Linz, go.
Okay. Okay, so I have the Tower of Terror or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I'm gonna say Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's a lot of fun, and I can't do the drops on Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
So.
you do Tower of Terror, you like die.
Easy,
What she
easy
said.
choice for you. Easy choice for you. Tough for you and me. What's your pick?
I would pick definitely Seven Dwarfs. It's something we can all do. And Tower of Terror is cool, but it seems like whenever Dad and I go on it, we only go it like once a trip, and it always takes forever to get on there with fast pass or no fast passes. And the ride itself is really cool because Twilight Zone, awesome show, but it's just like waiting for a long time with or without fast passes for a ride that's like a minute or even less. And, like, it's cool, but Seven Dwarfs is fun and it's in Fantasyland.
I'm going to take a different perspective and see if this logic makes sense. Given the context of the day you're in, there's not much to do in Hollywood Studios, so I'm not giving up one of their 4 attractions. It's
Nobody
probably
had 4.
So I'm going to hit Tower. I love Seven Dwarfs Mine Train's a great ride, but there's still, if I miss that sometime in Magic Kingdom, there's still plenty more to do that day. But I think a day in Hollywood Studios, obviously for the Toy Story Land rides, the 3 of them, and the Star Tours, as well as Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, that's got to be part of your day in Hollywood Studios. So Tower of Terror, and again, I'm leaning to what's got a longer history with me. That's basically it. Okay.
Dad and Lynch. I can't tell if you're in the frame. Oh, you are. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Wait, whose turn is it now?
Mom's.
Moms.
Okay, sorry.
Oh.
I couldn't see Lindsay's shirt was blending in with the couch, and I was like, oh no, Lindsay's not in the frame. She is. My bad.
Jade, are you okay?
She wants to be in the video. She's tired.
Walt Disney World Railroad or Soarin'.
We're so
Well, that's got.
There's been at least one trip where we didn't do the railroad, and I kind of was like, "Aw," but there was also one where it was closed and we couldn't do it. Soarin' is the coolest. Soarin' Over the World is great, but I do miss some of the Soarin' Over California. I wish they could have added to the ride.
Oh, that'd have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been great if they kept that added, or if they had 2 versions available. I
Disney.
guess even though I kind of feel weird not having done the railroad, I think doing Soarin'. I'd rather do Soarin'.
Okay.
Yeah. The railroad's cool, and I know, like, if I say this, Dad's gonna want to disown me because Dad loves trains. If we don't do the railroad, personally with me, that's okay. Nothing wrong with the railroad, but I mean, soaring is just so cool. And the new thing, the Soaring Over the World, I think it's cool how they made it so it's like there's different world stuff. Like, that made no sense. There's more stuff for the world. It's not just California, and it's cool, and you just, when you feel yourself like raising up, it's just, for me, I'm like, oh my god, we're on Soarin', we're in Disney World, we're in Epcot, this is amazing. And yeah, nothing wrong with the railroad, but I mean, Soarin'.
Soaring's a unique experience, and it's something that's there, and you've got to go on Soaring.
Or you could go on
I love trains. I love the train ride, but maybe I could take a bus ride or a horse cart ride or something in the Magic Kingdom. To tell you the truth, I guess it's the soundtrack on the train ride. Just sorry, I wouldn't miss it. I love taking a little nice, relaxing ride around the park, but sometimes it gets a little too much. The sound. Let's just say the soundtrack. Soaring is Soaring. It's a must-do for Disney. So I would feel less ripped off if I missed the train ride on a trip versus missing Soaring. That's my answer.
So did not expect you to say that.
Right?
Okay, well, I'm surprised no one has mentioned the fact that Soarin' has Patrick. The railroad, the train
Doesn't
does
have
not.
Patrick.
So that automatically, no matter how much they've changed Soarin', I have to pick Soarin'.
Because of Patrick.
Because of
Dad's a
Patrick.
huge Patrick fan,
Yep.
and that's a good point. Who just won?
Mickey ears because of Patrick.
Soaring or was that you or Mom? It was soaring or the
No, it's
railroad.
Me. I picked
Okay,
it.
so it's my turn. Dad, didn't you get your Mickey ears so you could take them off?
Howie,
Yeah.
you can't do that. That's against the law.
You gotta show it. Because in
Against
Soarin'
the
where it
law.
says like you have to take off all hats, including these little
These
beauties,
little big-
and the guy takes off his Mickey ears, and I think Dad got Mickey ears for that, so whenever Patrick says that, he could just
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some of the dumbest things are what make to going to Disney. These are the little subtle things that give me a lot of enjoyment on our trips. And the pre-show for Soaring with Patrick, it's the same script that's been there for 13 or 14 years. I still love it every time. Go ahead, Lauren. Sorry.
For me personally, this is gonna be really, really hard. Would I rather do, or would anyone rather do Rock and Roller Coaster or Flights of Passage? It's really hard for me because, I mean, Rock and Roller Coaster, who doesn't like Aerosmith? Well, some people do, but Dad, classic rock fan. I grew up listening to like Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith, and it's a fun ride, and it's just hearing Aerosmith songs, it's cool, and seeing all the stuff. But Flights of Passage was like amazing. It's like sometimes like technology can stink, but like Flights of Passage, it was so real. At first I thought that I was actually in the Avatar movie, and it gave me chills. And I don't know. I know I'm a nerd.
I thought that I was really in the movie.
Yeah, I saw the movie now. I was probably like 10 or 12.
So what's your
And
pick?
I just thought, I don't know, because I like the both, and it's like,
All right, you got to pick, or you can't go to Disney.
everybody else going, I'll do my answer
Okay.
last, because it's hard.
All right, I know what I'm going to pick, but I'm going to give you an explanation. Flights of Passage is a ride like experience. For me personally, I've never experienced anything like it. And I'm torn because Rock and Roller Coaster is part of my Disney experience. So this is going to seem contradictory, but I've gone to Rock and Roller Coaster on how many Disney trips, and Flights of Passage, I've been on it, even though it's way better, I'm not going to miss it as much. So I'm going to choose to give up Flights of Passage and go on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Alright.
There's my logic.
Okay. I love both rides. I've done Rock and Roller Coaster once, Flights of Passage twice. Flights of Passage, it's more Disney to me. It captured more magic than Rock and Roller Coaster, and for that reason, I don't know, I just liked it more. So I'm gonna go with Flights of Passage.
I love Flights of Passage, and I can't go on Rock and Roller Coaster. I almost tried it. I almost got a fast pass for this trip coming up, but they were like, "No, you can't do that." I took their word for it. So yeah, because I can't do Rock and Roller Coaster, I have no choice but to pick Flights of Passage, which I think is the awesomest experience.
Okay, so now it's back to
It
me.
is time
Let me
to choose.
remember this: Rock and Roller Coaster. How much the pre-show gets a little corny. Hey, bring me my black Les Paul, please.
No, because it's Aerosmith. And I don't know, it cracks me up when you see at the end, like, Steven Tyler, he's
Tyler
like
in the
sticking out of the
limo,
limo, and
yeah.
he's like, ow! It just cracks me up. Oh my god, it's really hard, because
10 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds, Lauren. I knew it when it came in
probably
here.
gonna be like how Dad says,
10
because...
seconds, Bob.
Like,
It's Bob.
probably, like, I would have to pick Rock and Roller Coaster over Flights of Passage, only because, like, that's another ride for Lindsay. We finally forced Lindsay to go on it. That was a ride that Dad and I went on. We always went on the crazy rides. Flights of Passage was so cool. And, like, I'm a nerd, and I was like, can I please be in this movie? But Rock and Roller Coaster and coming off here and like Aerosmith, it's just like, yes. But yeah, long story short, that's it.
All right, this is a quick one. I'm going to pick Peter Pan or Dinosaur. Here's my answer. Peter Pan is a classic. I have to go on it. Dinosaur's a fun thrill ride, but I got to be honest with you. The backstory to dinosaurs gotten a little old for me. All right, we got to go back in the Crustacean period and
Crustacean.
We gotta go.
As they
We gotta
call
go.
it in Friends, the Jurassic.
We gotta go back and rescue a baby dinosaur mosquito. Let me give me the classics. Peter Pan, Magic Kingdom. That's my pick. Go ahead, Linz.
He said a baby dinosaur mosquito.
That's Jurassic Park with
Whatever.
a mosquito. Okay, I'm gonna say Peter Pan's Flight because I have a more appreciation for Jurassic Park dinosaurs than Disney dinosaurs. So Peter Pan.
There we go.
I have to say Peter Pan because it's my favorite one. I mean, I know there's plenty of newer dark rides, as they call them, with better props and with animatronics.
Bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence.
Yeah.
Pandora.
Bioluminescence. But the music, I just love the music from Peter Pan, the songs, and it just makes me
Those
smile.
were not the Sherman Brothers kids. You know that, right?
Sorry, I still like.
I know. It's allowed. The music is
It's
great.
like my favorite or one of my favorite rides. It just always has been. I have to do the Peter Pan ride at least 2 times, I think, every time we go. I love it. I don't like the wait, the new interactive queue and all that is
That's
really
awesome.
cool. But
Definitely Peter Pan, but I would like to throw out that when the movie Dinosaur came out, and this was old, I remember having it on VHS, you probably still do. I like the movie Dinosaur. The ride is, I mean, it's cool, but, so I'd obviously pick Peter Pan, but the movie Dinosaur, that was really cool for its time. I would remember like, whoa, this is so realistic, like the CGI. But obviously Peter Pan, because it's a classic, and Mom and I love that movie, and it's just, it's so pretty. And the new interactive stuff is so cool. I love it.
Okay. So now I am choosing The Seas with Nemo and Friends or Country Bear Jamboree.
blood
Listen,
on the sand.
I can listen to that song
And there was
non-stop.
blood.
It will make me laugh every time.
All
You can only hear in the big blue world or whatever
Alright.
it's called
In
so
the-
many times.
Before you want to
Before-
like scream.
Yeah, Country Bears.
So you're
all the
saying
way.
you next trip, in
I-
order to get on
I-
Country Bears, you're gonna have to skip Nemo and Friends.
I could do it.
You'll get over it. All right.
Yep.
What's your verdict, Chris?
Oh boy. I like them both for different reasons. You girls only just saw the Country Bear. You saw when you were
I saw
a
it when
toddler.
I was a long time
or you might have.
ago.
One of you slept through it.
Well, probably not.
But neither one of you have seen it in recent times.
Except
until
for last
last
time.
trip.
No, I actually saw it, I think, a couple trips before. But
Really?
anyway, let's
Okay.
not
Yeah, there
get
were a
into
couple days
detail.
that the girls went to the parks without us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
It just makes me laugh every time because of the blood on the sand bit. And although some of those bears are a little hard to look at.
Wendell, don't get me started
Yeah.
on Wendell.
She used to have
She used
nightmares
to have
as a
nightmares
kid.
about him.
With Disney
The
sing-along
one with the-
songs.
The one,
Yep.
with, the one with the turquoise neckerchief.
He was always
wears.
looking through my
Um,
closet at me.
So which one would you pick to go on, and which one would you pick to like?
Oh, I
do
guess.
without?
The whole queue for Nemo is amazing. I love it. It looks like the seashore. It really looks
Okay.
like it sounds like it. I love that. But I will say, I guess Country Bears just because it makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I've
That's
only
right.
been on it a few times
That's right.
because we skipped it on those trips. But
What's your take?
Well, obviously Country Bears, because whenever I think of just a song in a big blue world, I want to like, I don't know. And I'm afraid of fish. I know it's like, it's cool, but then when you see the fish in the living, like, I don't know, fish freak me out, okay? They don't have any arms, they don't have any legs.
Oh my God!
Their
Stop.
soul, their eyes like stare into your
and they
soul.
have dead eyes.
Yeah, like I've always been afraid of fish. I think it's because when I was younger, my grandfather would watch Jaws and like
So
fish
ba-
eater movies, and so like
I
I don't
realize
like
all the
fish.
fish on those attractions are animatronics.
Yeah, okay.
So what are you
But
trying to
it's the
say?
end. Country Bears, and like I saw it once when I was a kid, but last time we saw it, and I could appreciate it. And I don't know why. Like you see the one bear that sings "Blood on the Sand." I don't know why that's so funny, but like whenever Mom and I, we all like lose our crap.
I like when he comes out in the
for your
middle of the
dad.
next song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just so funny, and like it's not funny,
He slept
but it's
through it.
funny to us.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
I would probably have to go on Living with the Seas. The only advantage of
Nemo and Friends.
Nemo and Friends, because Country Bears Jamboree, if I need a nap, and I have, I'll catch up on my nap time there. I got the last two. So do we want to do this? We want to wrap it up? Is there a way we want to wrap? We've got two more.
Okay.
All right. And I went out of turn.
Oh no. Well,
So
you're
if
the
you
leader,
go to
Chad.
Disney World, you can go on the teacup ride in Magic Kingdom or the Frozen Ever After ride in Epcot. What are you forsaking for what? I'm going to tell you this, that I am going to really not lose any sleep if I missed either one. So only because it used to be on Norway, I'll go on Frozen, and I'll try to recollect and remember the days when it was Norway and the trolls and all that
Maelstrom.
stuff. Yeah, well, Norway, the Maelstrom. I'll pick that, and I'll just try to remember the Maelstrom.
Yep. I used to be bitter about that, and I'm not the biggest Frozen fan, but I really would not be heartbroken over teacups, and I think if I gave the Frozen ride another chance, I'd really like it, so I'm going to say Frozen. I'd go on Frozen.
I don't know if I ever got on the teacups, but it wouldn't be a good ride for me. So maybe the first time, 20 some odd years ago, maybe I
Yeah.
did. I don't know, but I don't go on it, so I would have to say Frozen. Although I do have to say that I've only seen that. I've only been on the ride once, but it's just a crime that they got rid of the Maelstrom completely.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
Well, it's not really a crime, but
It should be.
It should be.
It should be.
What's your take,
For
Lauren?
me, I honestly would rather do the teacups because, well, one, I love Alice in Wonderland and everything, but the Maelstrom, I loved it as a kid. A lot of people probably thought it was boring, but I liked the trolls because the trolls remind me of the book where the wild things are.
Yeah,
Stop.
but that's a good
And
analogy.
the Frozen ride is like, Frozen's a good movie. I personally can't stand it because it's just been.
It's a good movie.
No, like
but
it's
I
a good
can't
movie. I
stand
can't
it.
stand it because I heard Let It Go 15 billion times, and I was in high school, and like it's all they would play in choir and in band, and it's like, okay, if I hear Let It Go one more time, I'm gonna like jump off the roof. And also, long story short, like the animatronics for the Frozen were awesome. Like in the beginning scene, you see Olaf. I'm like, holy crap, Olaf is like walking around. But it seemed that like once you got to the part where you're in Elsa's castle and says let it go, it just seems like some of it is like I can't like
It lacks.
it
the
lacks.
story.
Yeah, and like when you
Yeah.
go backwards, like some of it doesn't make sense in my opinion. Like you're like, okay, like not that a ride needs a storyline, but like, okay, we're gonna go to Elsa's castle, and then once you get there it's like
So you're